is volunteering with the Memphis Union Mission. He has a wonderful testimony. And Mark, I just want you to share with them about what God did in your heart that caused you to get involved and serve in this ministry.
Well, for me, I've been a Christian for a long time, since I was a kid, but I was also very content on just filling the seat and not doing a whole lot as far as my participation. A lot of it had to do with my shyness. I'm very reserved, and like today scares me. And I'll be honest with you. But anyway,
so we put you up in front of everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what the church is for.
But the true testimony of my life is God changed me. I had a transformational experience about 3 years ago. It was inspired by a book, John chapter 5, a story in John chapter 5, the healing at the pool on the Sabbath, and it really got me moving. It got me, whereas before I was pushing back at God when He was challenging me, it really got me not pushing. And so what I did is I decided to go on a weekend retreat here at the church, Bridging the Gap. It was kind of a first step. It wasn't a huge commitment like a 5-day mission trip overseas or anything like that, but it was a good way to get my feet wet in missions, and I was blown away by it. And from that, it got me really wanting more, and in that I asked Abby Hayes, one of our local missions directors here, what can I do to serve? And she said, well, Mark, what do you like to do? And if you guys know me, I love to eat, but I love to cook too. And she said, we could use that in the missions field. And so she connected me with the Memphis Union Mission, their transitional program, to where I would go there and I would teach some of the men how to cook, because they were about to go back out into the real world and fend for themselves. And from that, they ended up asking me, being happy with that, and they asked me, would you like to teach a men's Bible study? And again, it was one of those things where I wasn't necessarily comfortable, but I decided I wasn't going to push back. And so I've been doing that for about 2 years now.
So God does something very specific in your heart, changes the way you think about maybe the renewing of your mind, then takes a gift that you have, cooking, and a passion that you have to cook for others, and uses that to serve. I mean, isn't that amazing the way God works that together?
And if you're not willing to take that first step, it's so hard to get out of that rut. So,
if you could say just briefly anything to anyone who's right where you are or where you were, who feel that pushing against God, and I love that image of pushing back against God, who are ready to stop pushing and to go where God is leading, what would you say to them?
I'd say, do what I did as far as taking it slow, but take the steps. The church offers plenty of programs like Bridging the Gap, or Christ College is a wonderful tool that I've done as well, and it really gets you comfortable doing something that you necessarily weren't looking to do, and maybe do it with a friend, or just like the Nike commercial says, just do it.
Just trust God.
Yeah.
Will you help me say thank you to Mark this morning? That's what Christ 100 is doing. Christ 100